if we're talking match of the night, I know for you, it's tough to ever top when the Lucha Brothers are in the ring, dude. So I get it. But this one really set the bar real high. Good thing that tag match had the Lucha Brothers going toe-to-toe with the Acclaimed, a team that we all here a bit
Everybody loves them
on.
here at Dynamite
Everybody
Download.
loves the Acclaimed. How can you not? A real great, I think, a great blend of styles. What'd you think of this one, SPD? Were you geeking out about this one as much as I was about the opener?
This one, I told Bonds on our Dynamite Download show that this one I was looking forward to the most, even though CM Punk in the ring, it just, we love the Acclaimed, and I'm a huge Lucha Brothers fan.
Yeah.
And so I think Caster's opening rap was perfect. It hit as many low spots as it needed. It touched on, current events in AEW, and it was timed perfectly and all that. But this one was high energy the whole time, man. It went fast, and then no commercial breaks, which I loved on that. I think I wish it would have gone a little bit longer, especially for the number one contenders going against the tag team champs. But it just shows just how dominant the Lucha Brothers are. And the commentator team did a great job showcasing that they're, even Jericho was like, I've been wrestling for 31 years and I haven't seen half the stuff these Lucha Brothers are doing, and it's true. We're getting new stuff from them every single week. And for them to come out with both belts, it's great. It's because they totally deserve it. I mean, this team is and has been one of the best tag teams in the world for a while now. And I just love watching them work. I love watching their kicks and their innovation. And obviously, I'm a huge Ray Phoenix mark, big time. I'll say it every single time I can. Their stuff is incredible. And honestly, the Acclaim were holding their own for a while. And, sometimes they get criticized for not being the best in the ring. But I think they're showing up with some of their movesets. And I think they're doing a great job trying to hold down the fort against the Lucha Brothers for sure. This is the Acclaimed. I'm all for getting more and more of them. I think they're must-see TV in the tag division. And as you've pointed out in the recent, that the tag division has kind of taken a step back, and we love the tag division. This is the best tag division in all of pro wrestling, and I hope that we start to see the resurgence of the tag division. And I was hoping for that when the Lucha Bros kind of be the fighting champions. I don't know if they looked great, so I want them to be featured at least once a week on Dynamite or Rampage. I mean, they deserve it.
Yeah, I think everybody sees it.
And everybody loves the Acclaim.
When the death triangle, I said it, man. When the death triangle is healthy, and that seems to be rare. I mean, it's a shame. But when they're on their top of their game, they are as good as anybody in the game. And that's no secret. Pac is my favorite wrestler on the planet. I love what Penta and Phoenix did in Lucha Underground. I'm a mark for Lucha Underground. I still to this day I love going. I love that stuff, and it opened up my eyes to what these guys can do. And they are truly I like to talk a lot, as MJF has pointed out. And they're one of the few teams where I can't really put it into words how great they are. Just to watch how fluid, how much they complement each other in the ring. It just feels so natural. I'm a huge fan of seeing the tag division start to get a little bit more time as Rampage is here now in a solidified show. To be honest with you, I knew that this one would deliver from the crowd being invested.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I said going into the show. I felt like the crowd would be so hot for this match because in ring, the Lucha Brothers offense, there's certain performers, SPD, that we've come across in watching, being a part of this Dynamite download journey with you, where it's just like, all right, like their offense just gets you going in a different way. You know what I mean? Like they get your heart going. They make you jump off the couch. Those, even when you're just watching at home, and the Lucha Brothers are like that. And to me, I love the love affair between Platinum Max and MJF because there's such parallels up. We know that they're best buds, and there are few guys that are on MJF's level when it comes to a blend of
not many
creativity and intelligence and confidence as a performer. When does Platinum Max ever kind of like have a dud? You know what I mean? Like he feels so natural in his role.
He does.
I just felt like between their entrance and how much everybody loves the Acclaimed, and between how over the Lucha Brothers are because of what we saw it all out and because of what we see every single time they step in the ring, I knew this match would be a home run with the crowd. The crowd ate this up. Loved it. They were just just Zeke, just like, baby, just scooping.
Give me
enough.
Give me more and more of this.
It was fantastic to see that.
Who do you want to see go against the Acclaimed next?
And that's, well, to me, like, that's why during the draft, dude, like, I sat back and I got the Lucha Brothers way after you guys spent earlier capital on the tag team.
I got the Young Bucks and the Danglies, bro.
Hey,
that
man.
was with the gold, when they had the gold.
And right now the Lucha Brothers have the tag titles, and I think that we both think that their in-ring work could work well with pretty much anybody in the business. Excalibur put them over so hard after the match, undefeated in 2021, just absolutely setting the wrestling world on fire. You asked me about the Acclaimed in a losing
Lucha
effort.
Bros. Who do you want to see both those teams face next in their next match?
In a losing effort, you know, the Acclaimed, the commentary team, again, SPD, this is why I was heaping praise at the feet of these guys, you know, pointing out, Taz said it, you know, man, it feels like the Acclaimed are underrated, even though they were the number one contenders. If that, and I know that seems like, how does that work?
Right.
It seems like it's a juxtaposition off of each other, and they're a contradiction, but it is true for being the number one tag team contenders and for being as naturally over. I mean, when we were at All Out Weekend, that Max Caster rap session that we got to see was so fun. And
it was
just and Bowen's ability to, I think, genuinely connect with fans. The guy has a certain level of empathy that I think is noble as being a star in the business. I think he's very humble and cool and down to earth.
Yep.
And so I think it's natural. It's cool to see the Acclaimed continuing to get opportunities. I think that they're a big piece of this tag division going forward. You asked me who I'd like to see them go against. I mean, honestly, I think when you have a team like the Acclaimed, you have to, just like we see with the Ricky Starks Cage conundrum, you have to have somebody who can go and hang with them on the mic. True. Not just in the ring. And I know that I saw the Best Friends as getting thrown out there. It depends on what combination, I guess. I think Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor could maybe do that. But I think first thing came to mind, I'm intrigued to see them continue to toy, and I think you're going to grin ear to ear when I say this, toy with the Acclaimed as faces a little bit.
Right.
Don't make them don't change their personalities, but they're incredibly charismatic. And I think that if you put them against the right heel team, I think the crowd would start giving them some big pops and would really getting them over as those baby faces. And those guys have a great story. And we've talked about that. We'd love to see them. So I could see them getting in a program we saw Team 2.0 earlier. I mean, that could be a cool little thing with some dirtbag heels. I like the dirtbag characters. TH2, you know, I love myself that. Private Party, Private Party versus the Acclaimed. You know, Private Party, I think, is killer in the ring. And if you have HFO with them, all of a sudden, then you can get more babyface love for the Acclaimed by having the HFO play the numbers game. You get matches the Acclaimed versus Butcher and Blade. You get matches against the Private Party, and you have Matt Hardy kind of potentially even trying to it could be off of trying to get Max Caster in HFO. I mean, think about how much money you would make if you're Matt Hardy with Max Caster on iTunes trending, all the stuff that he does outside it. doing tours with his live performances and rap. Hey, I like that. So
Big Money
and then
Max.
when you talk about the tag belts, I'd like to hear, who do you think? Because you're a Lucha Brothers mark now. I love it. Who do you think could step to the champs? FTR, my team, has been starting to get a little bit more, getting a little more on the forefront, starting to take the bull by the horns, so to speak. I told you last time you and I talked, FTR seems to kind of be wanting to lead this revival, so to speak, of the tag division. And like sound technicians like them against the Lucha Brothers, that would be a banger of a tag feud. I mean, that would be killer. Who do you want to see the Lucha Brothers against?
I think next on deck, who I'd want to see them face is Private Party, just because of the sheer kind of styles that can mesh so well together.
Their in-ring style.
And then I think that would be another great match. And then even like, we're seeing in some of the chat, I think the Lucha Bros going against a Top Flight or Seidel and Martin or would be great as well. That would be a lot of fun to watch, even though it is a babyface versus babyface, which AEW is not shy at booking that kind of match. I think that would be a lot of fun.
We saw Matt Seidel getting involved in another program.
I know we saw that earlier,
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, with the CM Punk. So I think Dante Martin versus Lucha Bros, any combination of that would just be such a show-stealing moment. And then, obviously a bald Jack Evans and TH2, like I mentioned before, because they already kind of have some kind of intertwine.
I love me some dirtbag.
You could throw that, down the line, another babyface versus babyface, and the fans would just eat it up. Would be PNP versus Lucha Bros, like we're seeing in the chat, Scoot. And I think you save that for the ultimate payoff, because at this point I have no idea who would dethrone the Lucha. Not that I want them to be dethroned anytime soon. I think you can just start to stretch out their run, and maybe that's the reason why they're kind of not booking them every week, because as of right now, the tag division isn't as featured.
It's not, for
some odd reason, which is just a straight crime to me.
It'll change, but I'm glad to hear you say that. I'm glad to hear you say it.
But I want to see the Acclaimed versus, they still want to see that Varsity Blondes feud play out.
Yeah. They seem like they seem like a natural pairing against each other. I agree with you there. Some of the comments in the chat, man, I think that what you just talked about it too, Matt Seidel getting involved. I could see Dante and Leo Rush. That's a great Pen talks about that. Dante and Leo Rush against Lucha. Can you imagine how much fun that would be in the ring? We've spent a lot of time on the tag division, and it's great that we've done that, because
they deserve it.
The tag division needs it.